everybody, and welcome to today's episode. I am your host, Bunmi Ajibade. And in today's episode, I want to answer a question. Are you an entrepreneur or a wantrepreneur? You are either it or you are a wannabe. Come on, let's answer that question. It's time to create your own economy now. Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. When we talk about an entrepreneur or a wantrepreneur, every single one of us, when we are at the ideation stage, we were once a wantrepreneur. I was once one, and I actually was on that stage for a very long time. That is when we're trying to figure out what should I do, what are some strategies, and trying to figure out my journey as an entrepreneur. And for me, I stayed longer on that journey than I was supposed to. So the purpose of this is to really help you along the path, along the journey, so that you can look at some of the strategies I will talk about to help you really decide where you need to focus on, so that you can decide your journey. You can decide that it's time to really take your stand and be an entrepreneur. Now, what is the difference, you will ask? What is the difference between an entrepreneur and an wantrepreneur? An entrepreneur takes risks to start the business, and he or she is committed to whatever it takes to start the business. I know we are all passionate about whether the product that you have or the service you have, there is this passion. As much as we have this passion, then there is risk that we have to take. And that risk will include, at times, leaving your full-time job where there is security of health insurance, security of your 401k, security of your paycheck. Remember, your paycheck, every 2 weeks you have your paycheck. So leaving that known factor for the unknown, you believe that there's something in that unknown, but you cannot see it. So that risk of dipping your hands into your life savings to fund your passion, there is risk in it. And at times also inviting your family, your friends to risk their life savings also to join you on that journey of being an entrepreneur. There's a lot of risk involved. You are carrying along your family. Remember, for those of you that have children, you have your spouse. Is a lot of risk. So for an entrepreneur, you are ready to take that risk. But for a wantrepreneur, they see that opportunity, but they would toy with the idea because they're afraid to take the plunge. They see the difficulty. They just cannot take that risk. They cannot dip their hands into their savings. They cannot do without, their paycheck. So they give up quickly. Where an entrepreneur will see the opportunity and run with it, a wantrepreneur will see the opportunity, but they are not ready to risk their life and go with it. So they give up quickly. So my question is, as a wantrepreneur, what risk can you take today to move you closer to your dream of developing your business? That passion that you have, what can you do today? What risk? What is that little risk that you can take that will move you closer? So number 2 difference, the execution of ideas. As an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs have a mindset of execution. They want to bring their ideas to fruition because they have daily activities, income producing activities on their calendar that will move them daily to achieving their goals, that will move them closer to executing the ideas that will lead their business to success. They have a growth mindset. They take action before it's necessary. That is, they are proactive, not reactive. But for a entrepreneur, they are always reactive because they are the last minute people. They don't do anything unless it's last minute. They talk about stuff, and they don't do until it is last minute. They are not consistent with daily activities. Those are the entrepreneurs. They are just in love with the idea of having a business. So my question to you, a entrepreneur, is what is that one thing that you can do today to move you closer to your goal? What is one idea that you have, and what are some steps that you can put on your calendar today that will help you take your product and services to the world? And what are those steps that you can put on your calendar today and that you can do consistently, that you can execute consistently? That is what will move you from being a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur. Number 3 difference. Entrepreneurs are learners. They are learners. They do research. They network with others. They have mentors in the industry. They are always learning, even from their clients. They want to know what the clients need, and they go ahead and learn about what is going on in the industry. They want to learn. They're even learning about themselves. They want to become better so that they can serve their customers. They are learning about the pain points of their customers and how they can make it better for their customers. So now you, a wantrepreneur, what are you learning? Because a wantrepreneur has a limited understanding of the industry they are in. They have a limited understanding of themselves, and they really don't want to invest in hiring experts. If they don't know, they really don't want to invest in hiring experts who can help them. So they are not willing to do those things that will make them successful. So my question to you is, what can you learn today? Look, there are so many free resources that you can tap into. that you can go to small business administration. There are so many free classes there that can help you, that you can tap into. So take advantage of those resources so that you can elevate your product and services and give you advantage over your competition, because that is what will make you move from being a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur. Number 4 difference is that an entrepreneur is persistent. Entrepreneurs are persistent and resilient. They don't give up. We are passionate about our products, we are passionate about our services, and we do not give up. When things are going tough, we look for ways. We look for mentors. We pay the services we hire services of people that will help us to figure things out when we are unable to. Now, for a wantrepreneur, when things are tough, they give up and move on to something else. I challenge you today to revisit those things, those ideas that you gave up on. I challenge you today to go revisit them. Go revisit them, because you need to learn something from those things that you gave up on. When you revisit them, learn something from them and then you move on. Maybe when you learn some things, it's to open more doors that will help you to really move on to something great that will help you create an advantage over your competition. Persistent, resilient. That is what you need as an entrepreneur. The number 5 difference. An entrepreneur has an accountability partner. An entrepreneur has a mentor. An entrepreneur has a coach. They work with a coach. They work with a mentor, they work with a coach that support the growth of their business, that support their own growth. While a wantrepreneur wants to do everything themselves. And I love this quote that says, you cannot solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. So, you as an entrepreneur or wantrepreneur, when you get to a point where you are having a problem, in your business, you cannot solve that problem with the same mindset that created it. You need somebody else. You need another person's idea or, to come in and just give you their own idea, to help you look at whatever it is in a different light. You need another mindset to see it in a different light. So don't be scared to invest in the services of a coach or a mentor. So as a wantrepreneur, who is your accountability partner? Who is your mentor? Who is your coach? Now, my call to action to you is this. Is it time for you to move from being a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur? Have you stayed on that level enough? You will be the one to answer that question. I was on that level for a very long time, but I made the decision to move, and I'm happy I did. So you are the one to make that decision. I tell you, I know you are passionate about your product, your services. Look, those products and services, the world need to see your product and services. So you need to move from being a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur. I invite you to look at some of the things you can do differently. I invite you to take the risk. I invite you to begin to execute the ideas. I invite you to learn. Go learn some things that you need to grow your business. I invite you to be persistent, to be resilient. Don't give up. Look for an accountability partner. What changes do you need to make today to become a successful entrepreneur? What changes do you need? And do you need support with those changes that you have identified? And if you need support, you can contact me for a free discovery call. Go to www.clarogr.com/meet and book a free discovery call with me. And I invite you to please share this podcast. If you know somebody who has been a entrepreneur for far too long, you want to share this podcast with them, and also write a review, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit clarogr.com/workshop. See you again next week.